YouTube? It's Corey from KP Aquariums. I got a few updates for y'all. Check it out. Okay. So last time we talked, I was showing you that area over there. There's the tank that's going right there. So I got her all cleaned out. Ran a bunch of new silicone around it yesterday. Get it sealed up. Make sure it doesn't leak on me. So that will be going into production later today. I'll show you that. This tank, check it out. I don't know if it'll focus, but I got little green things sprouting up. Told y'all you gotta be patient with seeds. Takes a minute. But the electric yellows, they seem to be settling into their new home. Seem to be digging the new rescape. That's good. Oh, my air system that I ran. All new air tubing. I am completely off of my old air system. So that one pump is running the entire room. And up here, I got my little graveyard of additional pumps that I'm no longer using. So maybe they'll go into service at one point, but for now, they're all retired. Check this out that I noticed this morning. And they're moving them around. Check it out. I think those are bristlenose eggs. So, oh. Geez, Dad. Protective much? Don't even want me filming them, huh? Alright. But I've had this male and female in there for a few months. So I am super happy that those guys finally spawned for me. Hopefully we get something out of it. And then yesterday, I kind of cleaned this tank out a bit, added a couple of pots. Who knows if anybody's going to come out. You see one kind of buried in there in the Java moss. There's another one back there behind the filters. But anyways, these are my electric blue Acaras. I got 6 of them in this tank. I'm hoping they will spawn for me. That'll be super exciting. So let's see. Alrighty. Air system, tank. So I think we're set. That's all my updates for now. I'll definitely chime back in when I get that new tank set up. Not gonna be anything in it, but at least it'll be set up and running. So thanks, YouTube. Take care. Fish on. What's up, YouTube? Okay, so I wanted to give you a little insight as to these little hang-on back filters that I'm using and how I quote-unquote hot rod them, to use Corey's term. So as these things, you can see these guys come with these 2 little cartridges in here, right? There's one in the back I leave in. It stays pretty useful. That is just a grid where bacteria can grow. So I actually leave that in there. That's not bad. The other one is this cartridge. Full of carbon, which I don't run in any of my tanks, and one really thin piece of filter foam, and you can see how much light just, so really how much is that going to trap? Alright, and as soon as that thing gets plugged up, this is meant to be a disposable cartridge, so as soon as that thing gets plugged up, it's useless. Alright, so let's get rid of that. Now what we do is we actually buy this foam in large rolls. So I just go in, cut out a little square of it, and I mean, you can see off the bat, so much less light gets through this and so much more material for stuff to get stuck on. So tuck this guy in there and voila, 100 times more effective. Also, this little extension tube that I put on here, so this guy would naturally just fit right up in here. So, and you can see, like on this 10 gallon, they sit lower in the tank, and that extension piece is down underneath the water line. So, but if I show you on this 40, see how that piece is still above way above the water line? And so, but if I put that extension tube on there, I can still keep it under the water line and it'll still remain effective. So on 40s, 40 breeders, I gotta stick this little extension tube on there just to allow that to, you know, function a little bit better, not to be sucking up all sorts of air. And so yeah, in that way, these filters work 100 times better than they would stock, because this little thing is just garbage. So, alright YouTube, I wanted to share that with you right quick, show you how I hot rod these filters, make them way more effective. So, and I mean, and you can see, depending on the tank, if it's, you know, a bunch of fry in there, I'll stick a sponge on the intake of it, you know. But for the most part, if you look down here, those aren't super large grooves in there, so it's got to be a super tiny fry to get stuck in that. But yeah, I really like these filters. They're only rated for like 132 gallons an hour type of thing, but they work well, you know, especially in conjunction with a couple of sponge filters. I got no complaints, so they work really well for me. Just thought I'd share, guys. Alright guys, so here's the tank. I have it outside here. It's been full of water now for about an hour, so I always like to keep it out here, put it on dry cement, fill it up, and water test it for a little while. This back corner overflow, all the tanks in my fish room have them, but I'm not utilizing any of them. I don't have anything plumbed in at the bottom, so I need to make sure that all of these seams stay solid. Otherwise, I'm just going to run water into that back corner and it's going to run right out onto my floor. So, installing a drain into my fish room, huge, vast improvement. But that's going to be a massive project that's going to take a little while. So actually, while I'm out here, I can show you. So right in here, that's the back corner of my fish room, right? So what I'm thinking of is if I drill a hole right down here, and that's actually the floor line. So if I drill a hole right out here, or dig down into my floor and pop out right here, right over there is a floor drain from my roof. So if I can tap into that drain, there's my potential. So I don't know, but as you can see, that's going to take a whole lot of work to do. I got to drill through concrete, run all sorts of, you know, water lines. So I don't know how feasible that's going to be. But so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and drop my pump in here. This all looks good. I'm going to drain it. Next time you see this, it'll be refilled up on that shelf with lights on it and ready to go. Alright. Alright YouTube, we are back inside. I'll show you what I did. Alright. So, new tank, lights, substrate, filters. That's that hang-on back filter that I hot rodded earlier and showed you. So tank is super cloudy now, but have no fear. By the time I come in tomorrow morning, I would expect that to be nice and clear. That is my standby substrate of pea gravel, lava rock, and crushed oyster shell. Yeah, try to say that 5 times fast. But yeah, so that seems to work out real well for me, so I've pretty much stuck with it. But yeah, so that sponge filter back there is brand new, and also that is a brand new hang-on back filter. So by the time I come in tomorrow morning, I would expect this thing to not only be clear, but all all the chlorine to have evaporated, because that is just tap water that I put in there, and it's insanely cold. So it's probably 50 degrees right now. So by the time I come in tomorrow morning, everything should be evaporated, at least as far as chlorine goes. The tank should be up to room temperature, and in theory I'll be ready to put fish in it, except for the fact that it's not cycled at all. Here's my solution to that. Goldfish, people. The biggest poopers on the planet. So, you'll notice, I got 6 sponge filters all the way across the back of this tank. Alright? Those are seasoned filters. So all I gotta do, snatch one of those guys out, pop them in that tank, I'm ready to go. So, also, I don't know if you guys caught it earlier when I panned by this tank, but these little brats went and dug up my ocelot sword there, so I had to pull that pot out, replant it, get some more gravel on top. So hopefully that guy will root and they won't be able to pull him out anymore. Little brats. Alright, so alright, so now on a little bit more personal note, I wanted to thank all you guys. We started setting up this fish room probably, I don't know, 8-10 months ago, something like that. And I think I started my YouTube channel about a month ago, type of thing, I'm not sure, 3 weeks, a month. I've done more work in this fish room in the last 2 or 3 weeks than I have in the last 2 or 3 months. And I have nothing but you guys to thank for that. You have inspired me to do more and build more and set up more tanks and clean up the ones that I have. So thank you. The reality of it is, without this YouTube community and all of you guys, this fish room probably wouldn't exist. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't thank you guys enough. You have, like I said, inspired me to do more, and I'm really excited about it. So can't thank you guys enough. Any suggestions for that new tank I've set up? I have no idea what fish I'm going to put in it yet, but what I've found with fish tanks is if they're set up and empty, eventually fish make their way into them. Who knows how that happens? So anyways, again, thank you guys. Thank you for all your continued support and love and comments. I can't tell you how much it means to me. So fish on, everybody. #FishFam. Thank y'all for everything.